Hello, everyone. It's Jayden, Student Pages. Hope you're all doing absolutely excellent. Once again, today we have a very special guest for you guys. We are here with Chloe Starr. How's it going?
It is going. Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, no, honestly, absolutely our pleasure. So, Chloe, you've got new music in the works. You've got four tracks coming up. So I think it's a good place to start there. How has making this new music sort of helped inspire the creative process that you work with, would you say?
It has been so much fun. It's all been so inspiring. It has been a movie. Um, a lot of these songs were recorded with a live band. Most of them I recorded in New York and Nashville. And it's just been a blast. And it's always so fun to like hold on to something that you've worked on so hard and with so many people and then for it to finally be like put out into the world, it's kind of like a magical moment.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's relieving. Honestly, it's like I've heard from musicians that you can work on something for so long that there comes a point where you have to tell yourself, right, you got to stop now and just put it out there, because it's like your baby, isn't it?
Yes, yes. And a song that like you've been holding on to for so long can feel like, I've heard these songs so many times now, but I have to remind myself like no one's heard them yet. No one's heard them. Like they might feel like I may have listened and listened and listened and listened and like done different versions, but no one knows it yet. So that's also really relieving.
But yeah, I mean, what was sort of the original inspiration for these new pieces of music? Where did it come from?
Yeah, I mean they've all come from just different experiences, different moments and I feel like, I spent almost like 2 weeks in New York with an amazing producer, Alan Markley, and some writers and a band and I feel like during that process we were just like pulling from like all sorts of different experiences and heartbreak and love and substance addiction and disappointment and like all of these different feelings and emotions and it all just like kind of like it was like word vomit and it all came together and it was just like such an organic process and so much fun. I love writing. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite, aside from performing live, it's my favorite thing ever.
Yeah. No, I think it's beautiful as well. Like, just music generally. It's like it's such a fantastic outlet for things like this, right? You can have all these thoughts going on, and sometimes
Yeah.
it's just the best way to outlet it, right? Sometimes there's no other way than, through music.
Yeah, it's its own process. Like you get to like process things. Whenever I'm in like a session I'm writing, it's like, okay, therapy and creativity are just like colliding. And when those two things collide, it's like you get like the best version because you're you've gone through an experience, you've already like processed that experience, but then you get to like reprocess it and you get different perspectives and you like get to at least for me, like I get to be on like the outside of the moment and like look at it from like different eyes. So,
I get you. No, I get you. That
yeah.
totally makes sense. And I mean, so yeah, so for you, how did you get into music in the first place? Like what sort of drove you to go, you know what, I want to start making music. I want to pour, thoughts that I've had into it. Where did that idea come from?
I've always loved music. When I was younger, I started journaling, and journaling was like my outlet, and it helped me, word vomit. It helped me like process my feelings and my emotions and everything that was going on. Like I didn't know how to tell someone how I was feeling, so I would just write it. I would write it down in a journal, and that was my way of like releasing all of releasing everything and that then turned into like poetry and then from poetry I was like, oh my God, I can turn my journals and like turn them into songs. Like these are actually like lyrics and then I started teaching myself some guitar and I would like take my journal and be like reading like my journal entry while like playing the guitar and just fell in love with it. And it more so just like made me feel good, and I was constantly chasing like feeling good. And once I found like that feeling, I got like really hooked on it. And was like, damn, like I want to be doing this. I want to be writing. I want to like if this is making me feel good, like this must make other people feel good, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
and
it's
one thing
personal
went
to
to
you,
another.
but people can relate, can't they?
Yeah, yeah. And that's I think that's the really cool part about all of this is like, I can write a song about like heartbreak, right? And I can put it out and that could have been like such a sad, devastating, intense experience for me. And then I have people tell me like, "Oh, I went through the same thing." And it makes me feel less alone too, which I think, everyone in the world is like, no one wants to feel lonely. So, when I get that response back, it's like, okay, like we're all just human at the end of the day.
Yeah, and you're doing such a service to people by, giving them sort of that, feel that they're related to. Because, people don't always get that in like their day-to-day life. Sometimes they rely on, art forms and pieces of media to sort of, feel seen and heard. So, I think it's just a beautiful way of, connecting with people. And I mean, on that same sort of front, what would you say? Because I read up on some of your like musical inspirations. What would you say separates you from them? What do you think makes your music unique to you?
I think when I try to like figure out my sound or like, like okay, when we talk about like genres, I feel like I don't exactly fit into one genre box, which I absolutely love. And I think when I'm writing songs, I'm more so chasing the emotion and the feeling rather than being like, no, this has to be a pop punk song or this has to be like a rock song. I'm not so focused on that. I'm like, no, this is like the feeling is this is what the song's about. And if the song is like taking control and leading us to like, more of a poppy song, then let's just run with that. And then, add in a heavy guitar or drums and later. I would say that aspect of it of like I rather let the song and the emotion kind of like do its job than be so like hyper fixated on this is what something needs to sound like because it needs to fit in this specific box. Because I don't exactly believe in all of that. I think, music is such a emotional process that like people can forget about that. And, there's so much noise and like opinions these days that people are trying to like, do the play with the system by like, oh, well, if we do it this way, then this song's gonna go viral. But like it loses its magic of a song being a song.
Yeah, I really like that creative process actually, because you're right. People are always there is this big because again, it's been sort of outed, hasn't it? That there's a lot of music artists that are purposefully doing certain beats or like melodies so that they fit like TikTok and stuff. And it's just like, is that going to make you successful? Probably for like, in the short term, but ultimately, it's like you gotta do something that people are gonna hit with, otherwise they're just gonna forget it within a few months.
Yeah, I mean totally. And like, yeah, okay, you can have a song go viral, fuck yeah. But what happens, you know, 6 months after that song is done, like then
Mm,
what? Like,
yeah.
yeah. But I don't know, everyone's on their own journey and everyone is like, yeah. I think that's the cool part about it though, too, is like you get to like I get to see how everyone is making their creative process decisions and um yeah, we all get to learn from each other.
Yeah, of course, there's no right or wrong way to do it. And I mean, obviously you've found, a great amount of success doing your music and stuff. So I am curious, what has the response been from the people around you seeing this like progression? They must be like so pleased for you.
Yeah, everyone's really excited. The show my shows have been really fun too. I think the coolest part is seeing shows grow, and
Mhm.
then seeing and hearing people singing my songs. Like that's like the cool that is I'm like, "Oh my God, that's so sick." Like yeah, Yeah, and my family too. They're all very proud, and they're all been on this like journey with me, and it's been a fun ride for everyone.
Yeah, no, that's so great to hear. As I say, it's like, it's always nice, isn't it, to feel appreciated when you've worked so hard on something. It's like, yeah, no, as I say, just massive, congratulations on that. I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
And no, it's fine. And I mean, so, us being student pages, sort of our main goal is to give students advice, on, how they can get into the industry that you are. So I'm curious, what is your number one piece of advice for students trying to break into this industry?
It would be to keep creating, keep like every day do something creative that's gonna like get those creative juices flowing. Surround yourself with people that are wanting to do the same thing as you, if not already doing it. Um, and I think that's the most important actually, is to like definitely surround yourself with people that have the same goals and people that either people that have the same goals or people that are already living your goals because there's so much that you can be learning. I never want to be in a room where I like can't be learning or can't be growing.
Mhm.
Like I always want to be in a room with someone that is doing better than me, someone that is like like farther ahead on their journey than they are than me because I want to be able to learn from that, and know like, okay, well, what are they doing or what have they done that that I could be doing. That and authenticity. People can people see through authenticity. So like always be yourself no matter what. You don't have to like I was saying like you don't have to fit in a box. You don't have to like force yourself to do something just to please other people. And stay consistent. Consistency is key. Especially with social media these days. Like so everything is ran by social media and if you are just consistent it is bound to work.
Yeah. Yeah, because you'll post one thing and it won't do numbers straight away, but if you keep at it, that's how the algorithm works, isn't it? Eventually it's gonna, pay off to some degree. But yeah, so your new single Games is out at the end of next week. What can people look forward to with that? And what else are you working on that we can look forward to?
Yeah, I'm so excited for games. Games is just like I think it's such a fun, like silly, like fuck you song. Like I'm just a badass and I'm just gonna like do whatever I want. And it gets me so excited because just instrumentally, I just love where the track has landed. Yeah, that comes out at the end of this month. And then I have a single dropping at the end of every month until the end of the year. So we got August, September, October, and so on. Which still very excited to put all of those songs out because like I said, I've been holding on to these songs for a while now and being able to put them out, magic feels like magical process. So that and then some shows. I'm working on some shows, hopefully doing an East Coast tour come October, and fingers crossed getting back out to the UK.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's the homeland over here. So that'd be
Yes. Yeah.
that'd be great. We always want the representation. But
Yes.
yeah, honestly, as I say, you've got so much in the works. It's an incredibly impressive output rate. So like I say, just an absolutely massive congrats on everything.
Thank
It's
you.
like everyone at home, make sure you go check it out. It's like you got
Hell
it.
yeah.
So yeah, just as I say, Chloe, massive thank you for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the time to chat with me.
Hey, absolutely my pleasure. So thank you to everyone at home, and we'll see you next time.